This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Call the meeting to order. It's 5 o'clock, 5:01. Sorry, 5:01. This is the Sylvania Township regular meeting. We meet twice a month. Today's date is Tuesday. October 5th is the time we've already stated. Could you call the roll, please?
Yes, Mr. John.
Here.
Here. Mr. Pendle.
Here.
Simple here.
All right, thank you. Would you stand for the pledge of allegiance? Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. I'll move approval of the September 21st minutes.
Second.
Mr. Pendle.
No.
Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Pendle.
Yes. Next item is any additions or deletions to the agenda, Mr. Turner.
Good evening, trustees and fiscal officer Simcoe. There's one minor deletion proposed to the agenda. This would be item 7.2, the authorization of abatement of debris. The property owner has cleaned up the debris, and we thank them for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other additions or deletions, Dale?
I don't know.
John? Dave? Okay, we'll move ahead. This is the first opportunity for a hearing of the public for an agenda item only, and then later there'll be another opportunity for things that are not on the agenda. I'd like to remind you this meeting is both in person and virtual. And if you speak, we ask you to be civil and courteous and show respect for each other. Thank you very much. We'll move on to, if anyone would like to be down for hearing on agenda items. All right, if not, we'll move on to the zoning department. Derek?
Good evening. I have one resolution before the board this evening. That's 21-136, prohibition of medical marijuana cultivators, processors, and retail dispensary establishments in Sylvania Township. This is our annual reoccurring one-year moratorium on medical marijuana facilities.
Any questions up there? If not, I'll move resolution 21-136, prohibition of medical marijuana cultivators, processors, and retail dispensaries establishments licensed under the Ohio Revised Code.
I do have a comment. Derek, I maybe should have mentioned this here. We can, if something happens like we talked about last month, about the state coming up with some new regulations and things like that. Something, I know we don't have anything in our land use plan, but if something does come up, then it's, you know, who knows how that works. We can always. Something came up, new thing, something from the state that was.
Right, we could draft regulations to put into the zoning resolution.
Okay.
It would be an amendment to the zoning resolution. If anything else, so it'd take 3 to 4 months because it would have to be heard by the plan commission, the zoning commission, and the board of trustees for final approval.
I'll second.
Okay,
Thank you.
I have one quick comment. Last meeting, or last, when we discussed this, the retail I don't know about, but I don't know about also processing in that industrial area. I think I asked Cyril to look at that before the next year, growing and processing possibly in our industrial area. And I think you had some samples from Springfield or Montour, I forget which one.
What kind of sandwich you talking about?
No, I'm talking about secondary rental. Thanks for clarifying. Okay, we'll move on. Thank you.
Oh, we'll call roll.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mr. John.
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Pendle.
Yes,
Thank you. And
thank
that's all
you,
I have.
Darrell. Rob, Next is our Road and Service Department.
Good evening. I just have one resolution, 21-143. This is a joint cooperation agreement between Sylvania Township and Lucas County for a one-line replacement project in the Lathrop Park subdivision. Those roads are like Bondell, Walmart, Waymaker, that's across from the Walmart area. The county has had this on their agenda for some time and have never quite come up with all the funding available to do it. And during our meetings with the American Rescue Plan funds, this was one of the projects that was kept coming up to the top of the list to fund and assist the county with this, the Lucas County Sanitary Engineers. So we are proposing to fund $250,000 of the project. It's like a $1.1 million project. This would be at the completion of the project. We would have no other interest in the project other than supporting the funding of it. And this would be an Works Commission project for the Sanitary Engineer's Office. Any questions on the ARP or the project?
So it's all 6-inch lines in there. I believe.
The 6-inch line currently, and they're gonna replace with 6-inch, but
Oh, I thought they were doing it.
I believe it's
Oh, well, yeah.
6, but I could be mistaken, but I know during the meetings, they're testing and their pressures in there are low. They say the majority of their lines are probably 3 to 4 inches at best due to corrosion and sediment buildup in the current system.
There's no questions. I'll move resolution 21-143. Cooperation agreement between Sylvania Township and Lucas County for Lathrop Park subdivision water line replacement.
Second.
Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Turner, Administrator.
Thank you. The first item under the administrative category is resolution 2135, authorizing an agreement with the Lucas County Board of Commissioners for animal control services. This would be essentially a renewal of the existing 3-year agreement, and it retains the same fee structure that is currently in place, which we appreciate that from the county. And the costs range between $4,400 and $5,400 each year. This is for canine control during irregular hours. Thank you.
Any questions for the Administrator? If not, I'll move resolution.
Do we know how much use this gets? I mean, how often are they called out? I mean, I do know several people do utilize it, but I'm just curious, how do they track it or what?
Right, so the base fee is about $2,500, and then there's an overtime charge for each time that they're called out. The police department calls them out. I could certainly obtain information on frequency and statistics. I would assume, based on the math, it's probably 20 to 30 times a year, but I would defer to the police chief.
Yeah, Oliver spoke to me about it, it's one of those, we don't use it a lot, but, yeah, available because
Yeah.
there's no other option when you get the, loose dogs or, something like that, or try to get to a house or something, so it's not a lot, and 2,500 doesn't seem too excessive for having that option.
Yeah, okay. I just was curious, thanks.
Okay, I'll move resolution 21-135, authorizing agreement with the Lucas County Board of Commissioners for animal control services.
Second.
Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney? Yes. Mr. Freeman?
Yes. Next item.
Thank you. The next 3 resolutions are all associated with one project, which is proposed energy improvements at 5400 Central Avenue. This is through the Northwest Ohio Advanced Energy Improvement District, for which Mr. Burnell is the representative for Sylvania Township. I do believe that there are representatives for the petitioner from Fricker and Eckler participating virtually tonight if they plan to. This is essentially for $305,000 in project costs and would apply just under $589,000 in special assessments over the next 24 years for NTM Ventures Sylvania. The first resolution would be approving the petition and the plan for public improvements and the declaration of the necessity as outlined. Second resolution would be the determination to proceed with the project as outlined, and then the third would be the levy of the special assessments as outlined.
There's no township funds involved, correct?
Correct.
None of our funds. I'll move resolution. Well, are there any questions from the administrator?
No.
Okay. If not, I'll move resolution 21-138, approving a petition for special assessments for energy improvement projects and a plan for public improvements, etc.
Second?
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes. Resolution 21-139. Administrator. I'll move resolution 21-139, determining to proceed with the acquisition, construction, improvement, installation, and equipping of certain public improvements in Sylvania Township, Ohio, in cooperation with the Northwest Ohio Advanced Energy Improvement District.
Second. I'm sorry, was that John? Second. Oh, Neil. Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Grant?
Yes. Next item is resolution 21-140, leveling special assessments for the purpose of acquiring, construction, improving, installing and equipping certain public improvements in Sylvania Township, Lucas County, Ohio, in cooperation with the Northwest Ohio Advanced Energy Improvement District, authorizing and improving an energy project cooperative agreement, providing for the financing of those public improvements and authorizing and improving a special assessment agreement regarding those special assessments. And I will move approval.
Second?
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Next item is Mr. Sylvania.
Yes, I have three resolutions. First is 21-142 to establish new expense account and appropriate funds. You did get a memo regarding this, so I would ask for approval of this resolution.
If there is no questions, I'll move approval of resolution 21-142 to establish new expense account and appropriate funds.
Second?
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Grant?
Yes.
We have resolution 21-142, it's a township appropriation from unencumbered balance and reducing appropriations. Again, we sent out a memo.
141, Dave.
Oh, 141, yep, sorry, 141, 21-141.
Any questions, comments? If not, I'll move approval of resolution 21-141.
Second?
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Grant?
Yes.
And lastly, resolution 21-144, a transfer of appropriations.
Any questions or comments? If not, I'll move approval of resolution 21-144.
Second?
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Grant?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Next is hearing of the public and non-agenda items. Are there any comments from anyone in attendance here or personal comments? If not, we'll move on to open discussion and reports. And the only thing I have there is to remind everybody, the November meeting, the first Tuesday It's election day and we're meeting on the Wednesday following that at 5 o'clock. That was on an original schedule. And the next item is the Advanced Energy Improvement Corporation appointment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This pertains to the appointment that the trustees make to the Ohio Advanced Energy Improvement Corporation. Currently, Attorney Burrell is serving in that capacity, and his term is set to expire at the end of October. And the appointment will be at the discretion, or reappointment, as the case may be, would be at the discretion of the trustees.
Could you see who that is?
John Burrell.
Is our appointment?
Correct.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Good. Well, if there's no objection, I'll move to
Thanks for serving.
yeah. Do we have a second on that?
Is there a resolution, just a discussion, wasn't it?
Oh,
I think we have to make the appointment, don't we, or no?
There's sufficient time for a resolution to be prepared and be brought back to the meeting on the 19th.
That's probably the best thing. All right. Good. All right. Next item would be adjournment, and I'll move to adjourn on the 17th.
Second.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Didn't we have an executive session on this one? Obviously, it's not on now, but I thought there was one tonight. No?
No, I don't think so.